Venture has a serious problem in Overwatch 2. And, you know, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but to be honest, I haven't really been making Overwatch videos since Marvel Rivals came out. I didn't expect myself to even come back to playing Overwatch, but since Marvel Rivals came out, I think Overwatch has had the best 6-month span of updates in the game's history, adding things like hero bans, 6v6 competitive is back, and perks are awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm having a lot of fun playing 6v6 Perk Watch 2 with hero bans. I'm not gonna lie, it is the best state of Overwatch I think I've ever played in many, like ever, really. In the game's entire life, I think the current version of 6v6 with hero bans and perks is hands down, not even close, the best version of Overwatch that has ever been out. Competitive drives are in there too. So really, you got to give Blizzard their flowers for really cranking shit up when they needed to. Last year, it was such a disaster with buffing super tanks even more, the tripling down on the 5v5 format. But now that 6v6 is actually playable and bans are in the game and they've caught up to the features that Marvel Rivals has, it's a very viable option for a hero shooter to play and enjoy, in my opinion. So if you're somebody who has like stepped away from Overwatch and you're wondering if it's worth coming back, if you want to play a good version of 6v6 that is really fun, dude, like 6v6 open queue with bans and max 2 tanks is a blast. It really is a lot of fun. So I would recommend playing, but I want to focus in and hone in on Venture today because Venture has some big problems, and you guys know this. I've been a projectile DPS player since I picked up this game. I played the role in Contenders, right? I hit rank 1 playing the role. Like, I've mastered most of the projectile characters in the game, but I cannot bring myself to play Venture, and here is why, okay? Like, Venture, especially in 6v6, should be a character that I love to play. But there's a couple things that I think the character needs in terms of major quality of life that would make them way more fun to play. And by the way, we're going to be talking about gameplay today. If somebody has a problem with something else about Venture, take it somewhere else, please, because we're not fucking doing this here. Just to be crystal clear, in case I read the comment and I see some shitter trying to fucking make a chicken out of a feather, don't fucking do it, okay? Listen, I think Venture has a super interesting gameplay loop. I think the changes that they made to Venture where they're able to drill underground, right? Drill comes back faster while you are burrowing. I think that was a great change. However, there's one major part and one minor part that actually is a very big deal that makes playing the character not feel very responsive to me. Number one, and I'm going to start with something basic here. I'm going to take you guys to the practice range real quick. 1 second. Okay, this is the most frustrating part of Venture's kit to me. It literally stops me from playing the character. So when you are drilling, if you're playing Doomfist, for example, and you punch, you can move your screen around, right? Like, look at Doom here. So say I'm charging my punch. I'm not going to move my screen here. I just go straight, right? And my crosshair is right here. However, if I wanted to turn while the punch is there, like, I can still move my camera and, like, look in a direction, right? Like, I'm not locked in place. Like I can look around. I'm able to do, like, diags. Like, I have the ability to move my camera. I'm not locked straight forward. So, like, my mouse input is not completely stopped. And you can see me, like, looking to turn with Doom. It at least gives me some of the angles, something like that. So if I want to do a quick diag and bounce out, like, I can rapidly make that adjustment and make that move, right? But on Venture, you are hard screen locked straight forward, and it is so aggravating. Like, if I drill, I can't move my camera at all. You feel free to go test this with Doomfist and Venture. Like, it is such a massive turnoff of the character to just be locked in place. Like, I'm trying to look this way and prepare my next shot while I'm locked in the animation or needing to see who's on my left side. The fact that I don't have the freedom to move and it completely locks my screen for half a second to even like an entire second, it just, there's no reason for it to do that. Venture is already so limited in their range to being close quarter brawler that forcibly locking me, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I am, because that's a distinct gameplay advantage, and it's just a drill. Like, it's not like a Widow that can instantly one-shot you across the map or Echo who can fly away. This is Venture's main cooldown, and it needs to have more flexibility. I'm not saying you should be able to curve the drill a little bit, though that would be really, really cool if they gave it like a little bit like original Rhinepin, like ability to spin around, like just a little bit more flexibility. Because frankly, like the ability is so unthreatening compared to like a lot of other stuff in the game that it would be nice to see it have the quality of life that it deserves to like actually let you move around a little bit more freely, or at least not screen lock me. Like, you can do what you did with Doom Punch, like I said, and, you know, force the punch's velocity to be what it is, but don't lock my screen in place. Like, again, my velocity is going to be straight, but I can at least turn my camera and bounce out of this in a way where, like, I actually can make a play somewhere. Like, you don't have to do that necessarily with Venture, like, let them bounce out, but at least letting me turn my screen a little bit so I'm not completely locked. I can, like, have my first shot ready on the target. Honestly, it's a great quality of life buff to the character that lets them be way more fluid. I don't see a reason why this can't happen. Like, this feature is exactly why I don't play Venture. The number 2 thing that I'd like to see change for Venture, this ult, if you're grabbed, like, it doesn't let you do it. I wish I could get grabbed right here. But letting this ult be used like a little bit off the ground and giving it a little bit more flexibility would just be such a nice mechanic to have for anybody who wants to play Venture, because I've found Venture's clunkiness to be like the #1 off-putting thing for me from wanting to invest any time or energy into the character. I think that they've missed the mark just a little bit on Venture, and if they actually went back and just did these really small changes, letting me move my camera while I'm using that is a super small but massive quality of life change that, like, it doesn't feel like an Overwatch character when you're playing it, because, like, if you're going to play Tracer or something like that, like, Overwatch characters compared to other games, like, they feel so fluid. Like, your movement doesn't feel restricted, the game engine feels great, the responsiveness is amazing, right? But whenever you're playing Venture compared to, like, any of these other characters, like the Flyers, like Echo, or Cass, or Tracer, who lets you kind of just blink around however you want to and able to, like, free move your camera, like, the game feels so fluid, but that mechanic on Venture feels so clunky. Like, is it going to be game breaking if they let the character actually move their camera around when you're trying to burrow and stuff like that? No, it's not. It's like a really, like, low hanging fruit, if you will. Like, even Freya, like, think about, like, look at how fluid this feels to move around and use the abilities and stuff like that. Like, it feels so, so good. They just missed the mark on Venture when doing that. It's such an easy fix that I hope that maybe me talking about it would lead to some people being like, you know what, like, that actually kind of is a trashy mechanic, and we're gonna fix that. Also, giving the ult more breathing room, like, if you could be like a meter or 2 off the ground and have it still work, that would be super, super cool. But limiting this character in a game that has so many heroes that have super high mobility to super close range on the ground, as well as not being able to actually fluidly move around with their right click, it's just a waste. It's just a waste. Like, to me, Venture, if you just change those small things, could be so much better of a character. I want to play this character in 6v6. I want to play Venture like a DPS Doom focused on displacement, but locking my screen in place is such a frustrating feeling and mechanic. It actually stops me from playing the character. So if anybody from Blizzard sees this, like, please consider changing that feature on Venture. Let me look around while using my drill. It would make the character way more approachable and fluid like the rest of the cast to, like, anybody who wants to play these characters. And there's just no downside to doing it. So yeah, I'd like to see these Venture changes come to light. I think it warranted making a video about it. Thank you guys for watching. Pretty brief one here, but those are Venture's biggest problems. And if they fix these problems, I'd love to try Venture again. But until then, too clunky for me to want to play over a Sombra, a Tracer, a Genji, an Echo, a Pharah, like, you name it. It's just too clunky. Could be way more fun. Could get way more people playing the character. So yeah, thanks for watching. See y'all later. Take care. Much love. Peace out.